Oh, right, guys. We're gonna be reacting to this. I can't believe this. My friend wife dumped him after 25 years of marriage. Man, that's crazy. This is what it's all about. Let's jump in.
Some bad news from a good friend of the family here. And I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to call him Tom. His name's not Tom, but we'll call him Tom.
All
So
right,
Tom's
Tom, it
been
is.
married for like 25 years. Him and his wife are what I would consider to be perfect, as close to perfect as I've ever seen. Both of them make great money. Him and his wife both, like I said, been together 25 years. Happy, healthy, always laughing, always smiling. They took trips all the time. They did this together, did that together. Everything
On the book.
seemed great. And just recently, I guess out of nowhere, she took off. She's been seeing somebody else. She
Damn.
divorced him. She crushed him. I've never seen him. Tom is literally one of the most happy-go-lucky, always cracking jokes, always making everybody smile kind of guys. Now, he's a union steam fitter. He has been for a long time. He makes really good money, and he's got some rental properties, and he's really good with money. So financially, he's always been set. Maybe not always been set, but he's put himself in a good position. And he said that out of nowhere, I don't know what it is, but she took off. I would never expected that to happen. And he's crushed. And she is right now, like as he told me, living it up with some new lover boy
Damn.
after 25 years, like nothing even happened. And it got me thinking about something. Hearing this news all the time, especially from somebody that, like I said, I would never have guessed this would have happened. They seemed super healthy, super happy, but I guess it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Nothing's ever really enough. And this made me think this morning. I've been thinking to myself, at what point, like we've talked about many times on this channel, at what point are men going to start saying, you know what? I'm just worried about my own happiness from here on out.
Well, this is where we need to just grab the bull by the horn. And this is sad. We need to change the law of this country. We need to have a real talk when it comes down to the law of this country. I'm sorry, guys. This is the reality. And we even have, if you're with me, you're independent or conservative. Let me tell you something. That means that in your own party or your own if you're left wing, you're watching this party, you're watching this content. Let's say you're left wing, right? I doubt it, but it might be. You should not be aware of who you're electing. Be aware, because if you think the female nature will not expand to politics, I'm sorry. You're mistaken. I remember. I'm sorry. 2023, 2024. Trump was still selecting his VP, and Kristi Noem was being flying around. Her name was flying around. It flew multiple times. And I told to myself, and guys, I'm a 2015 Trump supporter. If Trump decided to go with Kristi Noem, he will never get my vote. At that point, I was like, I'm not playing this game anymore, bro. I'm not going to be part of this. Let Trump lose. I don't care. We have to be thinking like this, guys. Our vote matter. Our voices matter. And it's time to change the law of this country. This is not okay. 25 years, man. 25 years and you're still not guaranteed.
At what point is that going to happen? Because it's still not happening. You hear a lot of people say, oh, men do the same kind of thing. No, they don't. They don't.
No.
As a society, that's not true.
No, we don't.
As a society, we have men that still try to uphold a certain image, a certain type of behavior, certain accountability, and the women in our society have changed drastically. They've changed I don't think drastically or dramatically. I don't think those words even sum it up enough. Those are understatements. And even in my videos that I've made in the last couple weeks, I've gotten lots of tradcons that comment or message me, give me the same spiel as always. As a man, you're this, and as a man, you shouldn't encourage that behavior.
Yeah,
Dude,
sign language. Sign language.
shut up. Shut up. I am a Christian and I am conservative. Like, that's what I would consider myself. Not a tradcon. I'm more of like a new con, some kind of weird hybrid new conservative.
There you go. Let's go.
I'm not a good Christian. I cuss. I'm vulgar. I'm this and that. That's what it is. Take it or leave it. But all you tradcons that always comment this bullshit on my videos, you need to understand something. You guys are in love with the fantasy of Leave It to Beaver and the Wonder Years, like I've said before.
Damn.
That shit's dead and gone. Leave It to Beaver is not coming back, dude. Leave It to Beaver isn't coming back.
Damn.
Those women do not exist anymore. And the ones that do exist are fake. They are faking it. They're acting a certain way to get something.
Yo, this dude is speaking fact, man. I'm glad this red pill is going mainstream. We cannot keep doing this, guys. I'm sorry, we cannot keep doing this. We cannot keep playing this game. We have to change the laws, guys. We have to strip the incentives that is just allowing the concept of marriage, be destroyed. We cannot keep doing this, guys. Simply, we cannot keep doing this. And those trans cons, there you go, they're cover feminists. That's a good example. No, you should be a gentleman that you would not even be attracted to. You should be a gentleman. It's always this position that you have to man up. You always have to man up. No, we're not playing that game anymore.
At what point do men like my friend Tom, who worked their ass off
Damn.
in the union since he was, I mean, he's in his 50s right now, and he's been a union steam fitter since he was early 20s, I guess. I think it is. Literally never missed a day of work.
Sad.
And I know he's spent a lot of money on her. He's done a lot with her, bought her a lot of stuff. In fact, she had a kid from a previous man before him.
Single mom.
And
good example now to marry single moms. There we go. That's a good example. Do not marry single moms.
He's gone out of his way to take care of that kid. At what point do we just start saying it's acceptable for men to just give the finger to to dating and marriage and just be selfish and do whatever they want?
Damn.
At what point as a society do we just say, you know what, guys, just chase your money,
That's right.
just chase your fitness and your health and stuff,
This is more MGTOW content.
and just get hookers. Just buy these young, hot hookers, have your fun, and then do whatever you want with the bros the rest of the time. At what point does stuff like that start being acceptable? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm tired of seeing this one-way street, this two-tier system of accountability and this two-tier system of what's expected. I'm tired of it. Like, it's a laugh at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I see vulgar,
Agree.
trashy, garbage women out here that are still being treated better than, like, good, respectful, traditional men.
And those same women that tell you, no, you see a bit of Yemen, is the same one that will go to these female and say, don't worry, she don't know better. No, she has some trauma. What trauma she go through? Maybe we need to understand it. Like, they just allow to leave this wiggle room for them to be okay to make this mistake because of trauma. Because of not only trauma, because we need to understand her. You don't know what is going. Females lack the ability to hold all the females accountable. It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. I'm sorry, but this is what it is.
As a whole, by society, I see 10 times as many people coming to the defense of the scummiest, trashiest, adult movie consuming and size queen filth and vulgarity and hookup women that are consumed by that garbage. I see 10 times more people coming to their defense as the ones even giving respect to like
Damn,
good,
bro.
respectful men.
That's sad.
I can't believe as men, there's still so many of us trying to be like respectful and relatively traditional and wanting the family structure. And I know a lot of people are holding out hope for that because we're thinking long term, the bigger image of society, and we can't let society fall. This is what's best for people.
Yeah, it's our innate responsibility. See, that's the man innate responsibility. It's the responsibility of being able to just make sure we leave it better. Unless you're a boomer. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it's just our innate ability to say, you know what? We cannot allow this thing to fall into pieces. But this is going to require some really like grabbing the bull by the horn and just twist it. Twist the bull. And just, and eat it. I know where he's going through.
But I'm telling you guys right now, this is a losing battle. We are in a losing battle.
I would not say we're in a losing battle. We're still in a battle. We're still in a battle. But we are now starting to put a defense strategy. We're getting bombarded. Imagine you being World War One, and you see these artillery just going at you. And this is raw artillery. Raw artillery just bombarded. You're just looking at it. And all of a sudden you decide, maybe we have to just dead our plan. Let's just build some bunkers. Build something like where we need to just simply just protect ourselves. That's where we are now, right now. World War I artillery just coming down to us. And we are looking at the sky saying, yeah, maybe we need to just build a bunker or some mechanism of defense. That's where we are right now. I think we started making this defense way too late. We should have just started on the 80s, on the 90s. But again, it's just generational, right? That we have the boomers. The boomers just ate this trash, right? So now we have to just pick up the pieces and say, you know what? We already know what they did. We tried this feminist stuff, didn't work. We need to just leave something better to the next society.
Because I'm not going to say every, but almost every girl out here is laughing in your face. They're laughing in your face about these being chivalrous and respectful and traditional, and I want a good old woman. They're laughing in your face.
Yeah.
They think you're a joke. They make fun of you to their friends about how much
They
have
can fake
you
it. That's what it is. They can fake it.
fooled, thinking they're a good girl. Went back at spring break, I did this, or just last weekend, I did that. You have no idea what most women have done or are doing. Most of you guys that are in relationships, you have no idea the gross, backstabbing garbage your great, real, trustworthy girlfriend or wife, you have no idea what she's even looking at on her phone every day, probably. It'd blow your mind. You have no idea how many guys she's probably talking to or entertaining. And a lot of you guys are going to get mad when I say this and click off and get butthurt. That's the truth. That's the absolute truth. That's the absolute truth.
Yep.
I would have never guessed that my friend Tom and his wife would end this way. Never.
Wow, that's crazy.
Never, ever, ever. And it just goes to show, as men today, you're just never safe. Doesn't matter how charming you are. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care about all the bullshit everyone says. I don't care about any of that. Because the mentality this monster that we're feeding as a society with women is it's undefeated. It's becoming this overgrown monster, this attitude. And again, times have changed drastically, and most men are not, either they're too dumb or they're just not willing to change. They want to hold on to hope. And I get it. But at what point do men just say, you know what? F this. I don't care.
And that's what we don't want. And that's literally what we don't want. You know why? We don't want that. And that's where society falls. If you're in a country, that's where your country falls. Or they take the country over. And then the sauce is going to be more expensive than the meat. The sauce is gonna cost you more than the meat. Meaning what you're gonna have next is worse than what you had before. So I think it's important to understand that there's a frustration out there, but we have to do our part. Meaning do videos like this. Support Andrew Wilson. Even if you don't like Martin Gaines, what he does is very important. A lot of these conservatives and not conservatives, traditional conservatives, or mostly people that lean to the right, do support them. Support them. Or even independent, or even a crazy lefty, but it's against feminism, which is gonna be rare, but they are there. Support them. Why is that? And also, look at yourself in the mirror and start with yourself. Start making money. Start working out. Start reading. Start doing something that will make you much better, where in the future you can have a better female. And sometimes you have to go to Eastern European. I'm gonna say it. Find an Eastern European lady. And tell her, if I bring you to the United States, you're not gonna get married. We're not gonna get married. You're gonna have my kids, but you're not gonna get married. Now, we're gonna find something, but we're not gonna get married because you cannot give her that leeway. You see what I'm saying? Their power is in the marriage. They lock you in with a legal contract of marriage. You're done forever. Forever. You're locked in. You're locked in to just end up in a place that you don't want. Not only that, to a process of emasculation, which is gonna be worse. Why? Because when the process of emasculation is already finished, that's when they got the divorce. That's when they get the divorce. And by that time, you're not a man anymore.
About, being Mr. Nice Guy anymore. I'm not going to do this shit because I'm doing it for no reason. The world has changed drastically. Women have changed drastically in our lifetimes. And most men still refuse to change or refuse to adapt or refuse to operate in the realm in which we live. They still want to operate in a fantasy world of 1955.
He's
this is another topic for another video, but even what most women consider to be attractive physically and emotionally and everything, that's changed drastically. I have seen women in street interviews call Chris Bumstead a 3, while calling Lil Peep, the rapper that passed away, a 9. If you call Chris Bumstead a 3 and rest in peace, Lil Peep, that rapper, a 9, I'm just going to throw my hands up and laugh. As a society, if this is what women are going to think, I don't know what to say anymore. I don't even know.
Don't participate in the game, guys. Don't participate in the game.
We're in an upside down world. What do you guys think? Is it too late? Do men need to actually wake up and start being more selfish? I know women like to say men are so selfish. No, they're not.
It's a projection.
The 1% of super hunk guys that have as many women throwing themselves at them as even the ugliest of women do, yeah, they might be a little selfish. Not most decent.
But that's why they say they are selfish, because they're only paying attention to that 1%, guys. That's what it is. They're only paying attention to that 1%. That's why they say they're selfish. Because the rest of men are just simply invisible. That's why they say, hey, they're selfish. So in other words, it's just a projection to themselves. But if you want to make it more logical, it's towards that 1%, which makes it worse. Because that means that the other 99% is just invisible. Invisible.
Men, most men are not that selfish. Most men are still pretty respectable. Most men are still pretty traditional.
But they don't want
that. For
that.
no reason, because the women that they're seeking are not that in the slightest.
Yeah, let's just leave it there. But that's what it is, man. You guys have to start waking up, smelling the coffee, guys. This is what it is. This is what it is, man. Let me know what you guys think regarding this video. I'll see you next one.